Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Islam Answers back with another great video. Don't forget, guys, to like, follow, and learn. And remember, today's notes, as in all my other videos, are available on my Patreon, as you see on the screen. Join the Patreon, and you can get exclusive access to these notes already laid out and prepared for you. So you can use them for your own personal study or your own personal discussions, dialogues, and debates. So you too can be prepared to deal with and address these claims that are brought to you by Christian missionaries and other people bringing these claims to you. All right. So again, join the Patreon today. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. Now let's get to it. Today's video, how Christian missionaries misquote the Quran, is concerning this verse here, chapter 16, verse 43. They misquote it because they claim that this verse is somehow telling Muslims or whoever reads the Quran to go back and learn from and ask the people of the book, or Christians or Jews or whatever, ask them questions about religion, about God, if you don't know. But as you can see, that's not what the verse is saying. This verse is self-explanatory within itself, where you don't even have to read the verse before it or the verse after. You don't even have to go to the commentaries if you don't want to, because the verse is self-explanatory. Let's take a look at it. It says, "We sent before you only men to whom we sent revelation. So ask the followers of the reminder if you don't know." So what is it saying to ask about, everybody? It's clear. Ask about this issue. Was it men who were sent before with revelation, right? Was it men who were sent with revelation or not? If you don't know, ask the people before you, and they'll say, yes, it was men. Abraham was a man, was sent with revelation. Noah was a man sent with revelation from God. David was a man. Isaiah, Jeremiah, etc. They were all men. Moses, who was sent with revelation from God, and they were men, right? That's what it's saying to ask about. It's not saying to ask about religion. It's not saying to find out who God is. It's not saying to go learn anything from them. It's not saying to ask them about religion or about Jesus or whatever. No, it's saying to ask about this particular subject matter, which is, was it indeed men who were sent before with revelation or not? That's what it's saying to ask about. Okay, so the verse is self-explanatory right there within itself. But if you're further, if you don't want to take my word for it, we can look at the commentaries and let's see if the commentaries back me up. So let's see. We'll take first the Tafsir of Ibn Kathir for chapter 16, verse 43, and you will see right here. What does it show you? Right here, it says there's a narration from Ibn Abbas who says that this wasn't, and that's another point too, that these verses are not even instructing, they're not even directed to the Muslims. So they're not telling the Muslims to go and ask about anything. They're telling those who of the audience of the Quran, which included Muslims, disbelievers, Jews, Christians, etc. Many times the verses are directed to different groups of people. In this case, just like the last one I did, is directed to the pagan Arabs. It's not even talking to the Muslims. It's not telling the Muslims to go ask the Christians or anything. So let's take a look at the tafsir. What does it say? It says, the Arabs denied that Allah would send human beings as messengers. So this verse was revealed, right? Who denied? Who's this directed to? As Ibn Abbas says, this is directed to the pagan Arabs. They were the ones who said, no, God didn't send messenger. He didn't send human beings. God is too great to send human beings as messengers. But this verse was revealed to refute them and say, look, no, you're wrong. It was human beings that were always sent. And if you don't know, go ask the people of the previous revelations before and see what they tell you. They'll tell you the same thing. Yes, that again, Moses, David, Abraham, Jesus, Noah, etc. were all men who were sent with revelation from God. Okay? So there you go. And then look what he says further. It says, meaning, ask people of previous books if it was humans or angels sent to them. Again, it doesn't say to ask about any and all matters. It says to ask about this particular subject matter, which is, was it indeed men or some other creatures or angels, etc., who were sent with revelation from God? And obviously the answer is it was yes, it was men. That's what it is saying to ask for. Let's take a look at another tafsir, the Tafsir of Jalalain of the same chapter and verses, 1643. What does it say here? It says, we did not send before you anything other than men to whom we revealed, and not angels. So ask the followers of the remembrance, those knowledgeable in the Torah, the Gospels, etc. Right? So again, what is it saying to ask about? About that subject. That what? We did not send before you anything other than men to whom we revealed, and not angels. So ask the followers of the remembrance. Ask them about that. Was it men sent? Was it angels sent? Was it some other creature sent? That's what it's saying to ask about. So this is how you can see that they have misquoted these verses. All right. So we see very clearly that this is how the Christians, missionaries, have misquoted the verse. The verse is not directed to the Muslims. It is not saying to ask Christians or go learn from them concerning any and all matters. Rather, it speaks to the pagan Arabs who rejected this idea, who rejected the prophet, who rejected the messenger, peace be upon him, because they said, no, this is too, God is too great, Allah is too great. He would never send a mere mortal. He would never send a human being to deliver the message. But they were wrong, obviously. And so it's saying for them, these pagan Arabs, to go ask, if they're in doubt, if they don't know, go ask the people before about this subject. Was it men who were sent? Or was it angels? Was it some other creatures who were sent? That's what it's saying to ask about. Okay, not saying to ask about any and all matters. Okay, so there you have it. This is how they misquote this verse, claiming that the Quran is somehow telling Muslims or whoever reads the Quran to go back and learn from the Christians, to go back and ask the Christians about anything that you need to know about. Wrong, wrong. They've misquoted this. It does not say that at all. Again, it says to the pagan Arabs, to the disbelievers who rejected the idea that God would send human beings to deliver a message revealed to them by God. If they don't know, go ask about that. Go ask if it's true that men had been sent before the messenger Muhammad, peace be upon him. Was it true that messengers who were men were sent before him? That's what it's saying to ask about, Christians. Okay? So there you have it. Again, remember, guys, these notes that I just gave you with the tafsirs and everything are on my Patreon. Click the link on my profile. Become a member. Join today. Support my content, and you will get exclusive access to these notes that you can use for yourself to be informed, to be able to rebuttal and counter these Christian missionary lies and misquotations of the Quran. So check it out. Again, you will not be disappointed. All right. And again, it supports my dawah. So I appreciate it, guys. Okay. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.